Well, with the photo bucket screwing up there, so I just thought I'd do a quick video here to cover up my build thread that got deleted. You can kind of see, probably the best thing I ever did to this was the winch plate that I fabbed up here. It's all hidden in the mounts, nicely set up in the grill. This is tied way down on the frame. It's tied quite a ways back, up actually into the sway bar bolts, where the sway bar should be. Of course, I'm not running a sway bar either. Tow hook fabbed onto the winch plate, and for the clutch to disengage. It sure keeps the approach angles really good on this. That was kind of my big thing. It's actually got a pretty good approach angle from the factory, and with the 4-inch lift in it, it's actually really good. Just running a base rough country lift, no options in it. One of the things I did notice, a lot of guys complained about the drop brackets for the control arms. I haven't really had issues with them. The axle brackets on the differential side, you can kind of see this one, it's tweaked pretty good. I think I'll have the ones on the differential beat right off long before these ones will ever see any damage. I'm under. You can kind of see the skid plate that was built here for Utah. It's actually just 3/16 steel, nothing fancy, but it's strong enough for what we do. I don't normally rock crawl. It's mostly in the snow, just if you hit something. It survives sand hollow, so it's strong enough. Here's the skid plate on this side. It's a little bit better of a picture. Kind of protects the cross member from getting hung up on stuff a bit, and it's still running the old Dana 35 in the back for now. You can see it's got some marks on the pumpkin there. I guess I was smashing it through the stumps and the rocks there in the snow yesterday. I had the bumper ratchet strapped on here. I ripped that off yesterday. That's on the list to get fixed. And there's no carpet back here. It's all steel. This is from the tank tuck. The fuel tank's been lifted up. The stock skid plate modified. It's up in behind the hitch. So it's lifted up a long ways. Normally the gas tank hangs down about the bottom. You'd be about the fill plug on that. And my plans here for the hitch, what I'd actually like to do is cut the tubes off right here and actually flip this upside down and then recess this up into this back cross member. Get it just tucked up nice and high out of the way. It actually does a pretty good job of protecting the body damage on this, so I'm probably not going to take it off. But yeah, they ripped the cross rails off, so just the spare tire strapped to the roof here for now. Running the Mickey Thompson 33-inch ball hawk claws on 15-inch rims, 3.5 inches of back spacing, 15x8s. Man, I can't say enough about these tires. They just pull. They're soft, sticky. If you do spin them, they do chunk up a bit if you're spinning them on hard stuff, but I don't know, it's just, there's just times where these tires just blow me away. This thing on 2 open diffs and 33s, it just goes spots it shouldn't. The other thing I have done here to my rims, I'm actually running 2 valve stems, running the Jantz J-flaters on this one, so I can actually deflate on this one and watch my pressure on the other one. Or I'm running the Smittybilt air compressor, and it screws on, so I can screw it onto this valve stem and then check the pressure on this side, because the gauge that's on the compressor isn't very accurate. Makes it really fast for airing up and airing down. 33s, it's not bad anyway, but hopefully this thing will be stepped up onto some bigger tires. And I don't know, it was a good mod when I bought the rims. I was trying to figure out what to do, because I didn't want to modify my air compressor, and it was easy to just drill another hole and pop them in when I had the rims new, and I'll be doing that again. That was the other thing. It kind of just makes things really fast when you're dropping down to 5 psi every wheeling trip. So, and yeah, I've run these at probably, I think the lowest I've run these at's about 4 psi, and they just take a pile of damage. You can pinch them to the rim and burp them and lean on them, and the tires just keep coming back for more. They just don't seem to care. So I can't say no. Hopefully I can run them again. I wish Mickey Thompson would make something bigger than a 35 on a 15-inch rim on them, but anyway, that's the beast. Oh, look at that! I got a little dent in there. Hey, there's a new one. Oh, that's interesting. Anyway, yeah. So it hasn't taken much for body damage yet. Got a little bit down on the rockers here. This rocker got it in Sand Hollow a bit, but I was expecting actually more. I had always planned to cut these out, weld some steel in. Never got it done before Utah, so I probably won't worry about it now. I'll just beat them till the doors won't open, then I'll worry about it. Anyway, it's nothing fancy. It's just a beater. It's kind of nice having a rig that you don't really care about, especially if it's for wheeling. I've cut the fenders up quite a bit here. It's kind of the other thing. It's been a big one on this. With the WJs, the fenders are just small. You can see it's all been hammered back in through here, all the way down here. It's hammered back as far as it can. There's structure back in here that you just can't push back anymore. Yeah. On this side, normally on the driver's side here, there's a big washer fluid bottle that sits right here. So I cut all that out, cut all the structure out that held it. I actually I'm not a great fabricator, but I actually welded in some 16 gauge steel here, filled it in around the headlights, and opened this right up. And I'm setting here for when I go to 37s. I'm just going to cut this whole external cross member off, and I'm going to basically take everything right to the headlight out. Everything below the headlight here out. It's going to go, and then I can slide the front diff ahead a little bit. And I should be able to get 37s on here with just 4 inches of lift is kind of the plan. The rear, it's going to be a little bit more challenging. I've cut back basically right to the door here already. So the rear end's going to have to go back, and I'm going to have to tub out, cut in a little bit here on the rear. But anyway, no big deal. Just sheet metal. It'll grow back.